Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday News. My name is Kenneth Ashigbe, a farmer from Volta. This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here in Kokomimle in Accra on digital address GA 0993341 on Joy 99.7 FM. It also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country on ABN Radio in London and around the world on www.myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, DigiBank, let's go. Coming up, poor road and big hazards. Farmers in the Upper West region town of Zingu risk lives by crossing rivers to the farms because of bad roads.
There are several dangerous things beneath the water. Crocodiles, snakes, and fish. Sometimes we have crabs on our legs.
We will bring you the full story on this Farmers' Day edition of the Midday News. ECOWAS officials tasked to roll out single currency point to huge setbacks, including cynicism in some member countries.
Now there's a great deal of cynicism about the program. We have to overcome that.
In the Volta region, man arrested by police for visiting a shrine to cast a spell on the Electoral Commission chairperson to stop creation of new regions.
We are receiving threats from people who are against the creation of the Uti region. And the threats are coming in physical and spiritual forms.
Again, my name is Kenneth Ashigbe, the CEO of the Chamber of Telecommunications. But today is Farmers' Day, so I'm here as a farmer from Volta. Here are the details of the stories. Today is Farmers' Day, and across the country, the people working to ensure that there's food on the plate of all of us are being celebrated. In a bit, we'll be finding out from across the country how the event is being marked in the various districts. But while farmers are celebrated today, there's a big concern about the lack of good roads to cut products from the farms. In the following report, Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam tells the story of farmers in the town of Zingu who swim to farms because there are no good roads.
Zingu, located at the outskirts of the one municipality, is a predominant farming community. The people are subsistence farmers. They solely depend on produce cultivated on their farms for survival. The roads to the farms are narrow, bumpy, and deplorable. At worst, they have to cross streams with their animals to enable them have access to their farms. They pass through the water, sometimes at their chest level. Alas, it is not for the faint-hearted, and they usually cross the stream with butterflies in their stomach. Our camera spotted this 70-year-old woman making an attempt to cross the stream at a snail's pace. Ali Sabana, who is in his early 40s, has a rice farm across the stream. On his way to the farm, he usually parked his bicycle few meters away from the stream and wobbled across with the water at a thigh level. He swims when it is at the chest level. Ali Sabana spoke of the challenge he faced crossing the stream to the farm.
There
are several dangerous things beneath the water. Crocodiles, snakes, and fish. Sometimes we have crabs on our legs if we mistakenly step on the fish. There are other plants that are on the stream which are replete with thorns. We also have cats from them. There are other routes to the farms without passing through the stream. However, it can only be done on foot using small paths. Farmers in this community say They would have loved to increase their production, but the lack of access roads to their farms has made them to truncate those plans. Middle-aged Leticia Salier is the leader of the Zingu Balamunabala Yiri Farmers Group.
We don't have roads whereby if you say any motorcade should come here, it won't get a road to where he will come to pick the food for you home. So we are struggling. We don't have means whereby they can take the food home.
Few meters away from the stream is a 2-acre rice farm that belongs to Al-Hassan Adam. Al-Hassan depends on the benevolence of these women from the 41-member Balayiri Farmers Group to harvest the rice.
These 2 acres, I use my fingers and this knife to take it one by one. I can take it today, even I can take it 2 months himself. So let's say that fire can burn some.
The issue of post-harvest loss is real and needs to be tackled head-on. The hard-working farmers have done their best to produce the food. It will be disingenuous to allow their toil to go waste. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Zingu.
Hi, Rafiq. Rafiq joins us on the line with more. Rafiq Salam, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, Ken.
Thank you very much, Rafiq. It's good to be on the line with you today. How widespread is this problem in the region?
In the Upper West region, over 60% of the people are involved in agriculture and agriculture-related activities. And so the lack of warehouses, the lack of accessible roads, the lack of combined harvester is really hampering food production in the Upper West region. In the report, you get to know that people are using kitchen knife to harvest the rice. And even the whole of the Upper West region, there is no single combined harvester in the region, which is really a worry to the people in the Upper West region.
Well, that's very serious. And so, what have you found out from some of the technical universities that are there, whether they are also looking at some of these challenges to see if they could come up with some appropriate technology that these farmers could use?
I have not spoken to them officially, but it's an informal talk. And then speaking to some lecturers around, they are also really worried about the issue. But they think that government needs to intervene to help them so that they could come up with new technologies to help these women instead of them using their kitchen knife.
Well, thank you very much. So I know you are currently in the Upper West region. The Farmers' Day celebration is taking place in various districts. Can you tell us exactly what is happening now?
In the Upper West region, there is no regional celebration here. So the 11 municipal and districts are having their Farmers' Day. One municipality, for example, is having theirs at Yibile, and also if you go to the Fiemo Buse Isa, they are also doing theirs at Fiang. And so the farmers are there currently, and then also the ceremony is ongoing, and they will be rewarded today. The highest, I think, at the Fiemo Buse Isa, and one municipality is a motor tricycle known as motorcade, and also awards such as bicycle and Wellington boots will be given to these hard-working farmers.
Thank you very much, Rafiq. So let's cross over to the northern region where we have Martina Bugri joining us. Good afternoon, Martina. Martina, good afternoon. What is going on right now? I know you have spoken to some of the farmers, and the president is supposed to be in your region for the National Farmers' Day celebration.
Exactly. So the program just started a while ago. It started around 11 o'clock, even though it was supposed to start early around 9 o'clock. I've been speaking to some of the farmers, and they have high expectations from government. They want government to create an enabling environment for them to be able to go into farming. And so they are asking for cheaper loans. They are asking for motivation for the youth to be able to go into agriculture. And they believe that if Ghana's dream of going beyond aid would succeed, then the agriculture sector is the key to unlocking that fortune. And so they believe that the agricultural sector should be given the necessary boost, especially when the budget is being read, so that a lot of people can go into farming and then they can make money and save the country from going out for aid.
Thank you very much, Martina. Still on farming, listen. For more than a decade, fishermen in the Accra suburb of Tushy have been expecting government to build a landing site for them. This is because government over the years have given them that assurance. The latest promise is coming from the Minister of Finance, my namesake Ken Oforiatta. The fisher folks say they have had enough of the lip service and now want action on the ground. Joy News Kenneth Awachidako visited Tushy and filed this report.
The Sangona landing beach in Tushy at the Lejokuku Krowo Municipal Assembly is a fishing community that overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. It is one of the towns earmarked by government to receive one of the 10 landing sites along the country's coast. But following the announcement of Cabinet's approval of a $235 million project, I am here to gauge the thoughts of the people at the center, the fishermen. They say numerous unfulfilled promises have left them hesitant to bask in the possibility of its implementation. John Mate Mama is a fishing net owner.
If the government proves it's not mere politicization, we will pave way for the construction to begin. Recently, some officials came to inspect our area for the construction of a rubber factory. That's not our priority. Former President Kufuor broke ground for works to begin during his tenure, but that was the end of it. Former Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Benita Okitidua, also promised same, but he eventually left office. We know some monies have been allocated to this, so we are monitoring closely.
One of the fishermen, Mautala Ayi, tells me refuse from the adjoining Sango Lagoon is greatly affecting their catch.
Anytime it rains, the garbage that enters the sea from the Sango Lagoon is overwhelming. I want them to redirect the route elsewhere to allow us to go about our duties. The promises have been too much. We are fed up.
On my visit to the area, women were seen drying fish on the bare floor to be conveyed later onto the market. According to these fishmongers, inadequate storage facilities leave them with no alternative.
If this landing site is built here and fitted with proper sheds among other facilities, we will have better ways of preserving our fish. Because of this, we get very little value on the fish we sell. We work for nothing.
It is clear that until actual construction begins, this will be just another colorful, unfulfilled manifesto promise to which these fishermen have grown numb. Kenneth Awachidako's report for Joy News.
Right. ECOWAS officials tasked to roll out single currency point to a huge setback, including cynicism in some member countries. The ECOWAS Commissioner in charge of macroeconomic policy and research, Dr. Kofi Kunedu-Apraku, says historical differences and regional diversity of the sub-region has been a setback for the effective implementation of a single currency for West Africa. Speaking at a technical meeting on the communication strategy for the ECOWAS single currency program at the Swiss Spirit Hotel in Accra, the former Ghanaian Trades and Industry Minister stated it is important to create an information dissemination plan that addresses all concerns from citizens of member states.
We have been entrusted with a very difficult responsibility. I've had the chance to talk to people in this country that in the past were very, very committed, enthusiastic about the single currency program. Now there's a great deal of cynicism about the program. We have to overcome that. We have to work to earn the confidence, the trust, and the support of all member countries. All member countries. We have challenges because of historical differences between the groups within the same region. We have the French bloc, and then we have the Anglophone bloc. As much as there is determination, perhaps even at the political level, to go forward at the individual member states levels, individuals within these countries may not be completely supportive of some of the programs that we need to engage in.
Hi, Maxwell. Maxwell was at the conference at the Swiss Spirit Hotel, where the former Minister for Trade was talking about cynicism. Maxwell, so what exactly did Dr. Apreku talk about?
Well, as he mentioned in the audio, a lot of people are very skeptical about the implementation of the ECO. Although people have heard about it, the deadline, which is 2020, which is fast approaching, you speak to a lot of people and they still do not have trust that governments within the sub-region will be able to come together to effectively implement the single currency, for West Africa. He said in the past they've had issues with funding to roll out the many projects that they want to see to help see this currency come into fruition. But he says now they are making progress gradually, and then this meeting actually brought together journalists and then some other experts together just so they can see an effective communication strategy so as they can reach the grassroots, the people who matter in the various countries, to understand why we need a single currency in West Africa, basically.
So what else, apart from this, what else happened at the conference that we should bring to the attention of our listeners?
Well, we had Professor Kakari, who formerly of the University of Ghana School of Communication Studies, and he has been moderating the conversation at the Swiss Spirit Hotel, basically gathering some ideas from the experts and journalists who have gathered about how we can effectively disseminate the information about the ECO.
Thank you very much, Maxwell. Also joining me, my co-presenter today is Hassan Ayariga. Hassan, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm very great.
Good. The Central Region Educational Directorate has been explaining why it has to reject some NAPCO teachers posted to the region. Regional Director of Education, Jane Sabina Oben, says some of the applicants dishonestly keyed in different courses that did not match what they pursued in school. Richard Kojo reports.
The Parliamentary Select Committee has been touring some senior high schools in the Central Region to learn at first-hand happenings at these schools after the introduction of the free senior high school and the double-track system. Beyond the issues of infrastructure, which the Select Committee assured heads of schools of a solution, the issue of alleged frustration of NAPCO teachers surfaced. There were reports that teachers that were posted to the region went through many frustrations, but the Central Regional Director of Education, Jane Sabina Obing, explained they had to reject some of the teachers because their qualifications did not match what they studied in schools and might be counterproductive if sent to the senior high schools.
They were posted directly to the schools. Now this mismatch came about when applicants were not honest enough to key in what exactly they pursued in the universities. So what GS asked the region to do was to call for their certificates and other things when they come. And we realized that you've been posted to teach English, but you did business management. We said no. And some sent signals that we are denying them. But honestly speaking, their backgrounds do not match what they are supposed to go into.
Banking and finance.
Banking and finance. Good. Some are even non-teaching subjects, yet they've been posted to teach. And we refuse. And that is our problem there.
Some heads proposed a solution to the current challenge in the senior high schools. The proposal was to allow some of the grade A schools like Holy Child, Infantipim, Wesley Girls, among others, to be allowed to have satellite campuses in other parts of the country to ease the challenge of congestion. But the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Education, Siaka Stevens, says the proposal might be problematic.
That's somebody's opinion. Well, there's a limited facility space for this school in particular, and they mean even extra buildings not be necessary for them, as they are saying. But when the school stands tall, producing a number of graduates and other things, one is suggesting that there should be an annex. Where? So why can't you use the resources to furnish other schools elsewhere? So it's an opinion somebody is suggesting. I think we'll consider it along the line as we go.
The committee has since left the region. Richard Kwajonya, Joy News, Cape Coast.
This is the Midday News with me, Kenneth Ashigbe, and my brother Hassan Ayariga. Still to come, newsmakers become anchors and analysts.
Hello, I'm Audrey Gajapo. I am the Dean of the School of Information and Communication Studies at the University of Ghana. and this is Joy News at 6.
Special edition of the Super Morning Show sees former MPP General Secretary Kwabena Ejapong team up with other politicians to serve our listeners.
She's been working for the former president as the spokesperson, so it's very comfortable. I think her language is lovely. She's got a nice personality, and I think she goes 9 over 10.
Oh, I think 9 over 10. He was fantastic, and he made it relatively very interesting and very exciting.
We will be right back.
My name is Kwame Sefakain, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Welcome back. This is the Farmers' Day special edition of the Midday News. You will not hear both of us here, but today I'm here with my brother Hassan Ayega. So Hassan, what more have you got for us?
Thank you. This may sound a little funny, but it's true. The Volta Regional Police Commander says it has arrested 2 individuals who have resorted to spiritual means to derail the upcoming referendum that could see a split of the Volta region. Ebenezer Atu, 33, and 7 acolytes, 55, were reported to have visited a shrine in Volta to cast a spell on President Akufo-Addo. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Mensah, the Asantehene, Otumfo Osei-Tutu, and 4 others to cancel the upcoming referendum. The fetish priest insisted reported them to the police at Jodo, who effected their arrest. Fred Kwame Asari sent in this report.
Speaking at an encounter with the press at home, the Volta Regional Police Commander, DCOP Francis Doku, explained the suspects, upon interrogation, revealed they were sent by one John, who lives as a shaman.
The threats that we are receiving from the impending referendum, we are receiving threats from people who are against the creation of the Uti region. And the threats are coming in physical and spiritual forms. Just yesterday, at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the police in Georgia had information that some 2 young men from Ashaman had approached a herbalist with some names of prominent people, including the President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Yao Lecha Archibald, the Volta Regional Minister, Honorable Dan Buche, the Minister for Regional Organization, Mrs. Jean Adokwe Mensah, the Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Obera Samoa, a prominent politician, and also a citizen from one of the areas that has been earmarked for the new region. Then we have Justice Broby, who chaired the commission that was to seek the opinion of people who intend to have a region for themselves. And then finally we have the Asantehene, Otumfo Osei-Tutu II, also on the list. These 2 young men approaching the shrine is to cast a spell on those that I have mentioned, the personalities that I have mentioned, in order that they will call for the cancellation of referendum in the Uti region.
The two suspects, whose images are kept out of the media for security reasons, are assisting the police with investigations. The Regional Police Command has, however, assured of maximum security during the December 27 referendum in the northern part of the Volta region.
They are up to all manner of things. But we, on our part, as the security agency responsible for the maintenance of internal security, will do everything within our power to ensure that the referendum is held devoid of any security threats or manifestation.
Fed Kwame Asare's report for Joy News.
Welcome back. So next is sports. Hassan.
Thank you. In sports today, we have anti-government protests in France are having a major impact on this weekend League One schedule. Monaco derby clash with Nice on Friday night and Saint Etienne match with Marseille on Sunday have now been called off following the earlier postponement of Toulouse-Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain-Montpellier. Recent demonstrations against fuel taxes rises and other grievances have resulted in rioting, looting, and hundreds of injuries. France government is deploying extra security around the country aimed threats of new protests on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Hassan, for the sports. Listeners of the Super Morning Show were today treated to something different. Popular voices who make the news were this time around heard moderating the discussion and analyzing various topics. Here's a wrap of what transpired.
We keep unity by being united in the spirit. That is our word of motivation for today.
Hello, I'm Audrey Gajakpo. I am the Dean of the School of Information and Communication Studies at the University of Ghana, and this is Joy News at 6. Concerns raised in the statement, and Stephen Amwa, CEO of Maslock, joins me with detail.
The Cocoa Board under the Agric Ministry is laboring with a lot of administrative bottlenecks that is affecting its operation.
Now that's all for the 6 o'clock news. I'm Audrey Gajakpo.
Now to Senior Hossi for the business news.
Good morning and welcome to the Joy Business Report. A special good morning to our indefatigable farmers of Ghana. My name is Senior.
Joy News, Joseph Akable caught up with the former MPP Secretary General Engineer Kwabna Eje Ejepong, who hosted the show, and aide to former President Mahama, Joyce Bawa Muhati, who also was on the show.
So I caught up with two of the personalities that made it on the Super Morning Show this morning. Our guest host, Kwabna J. Japon, and Joyce Bawa Mokhtar, who was also a panelist on the show. Let me start with Kwabna first. When a phone call came in that you were supposed to host the Super Morning Show, what was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, it was confusing. It was an ambush. It was late last night, and by the time I got back to my office, the crew, 4 of them, were seated in my reception, and I was wondering what was going on here. And they said they want me to host the program this morning. At first, I didn't want to do it, but I said, okay, I'll do it. It's been a long, long time since I sat behind a console many years ago in the late 80s and all that. So I said, well, I'll try my hands at it, and I think I enjoyed it as we went along.
I'll come back to your own assessment. I'll let Joyce assess you, that you assess Joyce as well. But how did you receive the call too?
Well, I think that Sami called me late in the evening yesterday. It was pretty much almost after hours. I had actually experienced this before, I think last year at Christmas. So this is actually my second time. I think all in all, I had a really good time. It was a fantastic program. And sometimes I always say, depending on who you find on the other side, you can't actually have a very interesting discussion without the usual whatever. But even this morning, with the touch of politics, I think it was still quite good. And of course, we had wonderful Professor Gajepo moderating between Gabio Chidako and myself.
Were you G3 at any point in time?
Personally, I'm not one of those people. I think I'm pretty much very focused on the things I do.
Discussion. I also heard Joyce say that at a point it appears you're more of a panelist than a host of the show.
Well, having been press secretary to president for the president of the Republic of Ghana for 6 years, it comes with the territory. I mean, I'm comfortable in front of camera, so I was never jittery. As I went on, I enjoyed it because it's very different from our time. This is very high tech these days, and the kinds of jargon and lexicon that you put about.
Finally, Kwabna, how will you score your panelist, Joyce?
I think Joyce is, she's
what will you score?
well in her elements. It's a job she does. She's been working for the former president as the spokesperson, so it's very comfortable. I think her language is lovely. She's got a nice personality, and I think she goes 9 over 10.
What would it be for you?
Oh, I think 9 over 10. He was fantastic, and he made it relatively very interesting and very exciting.
Thank you very much. Hassan, so today is Farmers' Day. What are your impressions about Farmers' Day?
I think what are my worries?
Okay.
I believe in the worries because we over the years we have decided to grow crops in a very bad atmosphere. And when I say bad atmosphere, I mean, you see, those days our farmers, myself and my parents, will go to the farm, weed off the grass. Today we resort to weeds, weedicides and chemicals, and then we spray on the grass. Definitely what happens is that these chemicals goes down, and when we plant on the same chemical, what do you expect? The result is very bad. 3 days ago, I bought yam from my way to Accra from the northern region. When I brought it home, within 2 days, everything got rotten. So I think that we should educate the farmers, the use of these weedicides and chemicals, the effect of it in the long run. Those days we put yam, and for a whole week, you come and you see even
new shoot coming
up. And then it will even flower your windows or something. And then still when you cut it, you can use it to eat. You can cook and eat. Today, it's not like that. It's not like that. So I think that we need to educate farmers on that aspect. That's my worry.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hassan. I think your worry is well put in place, and I hope that we would get solutions to that. So what's trending on Twitter now?
Oh, trending on Twitter is a hashtag Farmers Day. Enjoy Turkey. Let's see what you have been saying at Kafu Hanton. I think Farmers Day should be declared as a public holiday. At Citizen Desmond, he says that good, fantastic show. And Calvin says, beautiful people listening to you guys. Great show. We're grateful. We're grateful.
Thank you very much. So that's all for the midday news. Our major stories have been the poor roads and the big hazards. Farmers in Upper West Region town of Zingu risking their lives by crossing rivers to the farms because of bad roads. We also brought you the story on Farmers' Day generally. ECOWAS officials tasked to roll out single currency point to huge setbacks, including cynicisms in some member countries. Thank you very much.
Hello, is this Amayebwa, please? Oh, congratulations, madam. You have won 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Eh?